Sorry I'm late. I last minute remembered I need to replenish my. I last minute remember. Shit. I last second remembered that I needed to. I'm going to give everybody a chance to get here. There's not any point in me talking to nobody. Oh, I have tea. I'll be right back. Let me get my tea. Hello, Margie. I'm late. I'm late. Hang on a second. I've got my tea, so let me. I'm so happy I bought honey at the store today because I have only 3 people are here now. So happy I bought honey at the store because I really like it in my tea. I bought honey and tea at the store. I was pretty happy. So here's the thing. I was all set to go live and I remembered that I needed to refill. I remembered that I was out of something that I need. And so I had to arrange to get some of the thing that I'm out of. Hi, Sandra Mack. Hi, Margie. I still have a sore throat, but I'm not feeling any worse. I'm just not any better. So I had to go on an errand to replenish my supply, and it took longer, so I was late. I'm sorry. But I was successful. My mission was successful. Oh, you're late again. Okay, cool. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm late. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm late, but I'm here now, so that's all that counts. 420, that's right. Well, that's what I needed to refill my 420. It's 420 there. I need to refill my 420, and what the hell is wrong with this thing? So I 420 refilled and got back in, so I'm 10 minutes late. I had to chat. So anyway, what's going on? What's news? We're going to do story time, right? What kind of stories you want to hear? We're doing schooly stories, right? You got yours Sunday? Yeah. Yeah, hi VW. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I remembered when I did, even though it made me late. I'm really glad. I really like this grinder that Portia got me. Isn't it cool? Even though it made me late here for my story time, I'm really thankful that there are dispensaries, yes. But my dispensary was just leaving for the weekend or the next few days. So I was able to secure. I just made it, like within just minutes. Otherwise, I would have been without for almost a week. So I'm glad I was late. Being late. You gotta wait till Friday. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Smells odd. Oh, I wish it were legal here, both recreational and medicinal. I can't believe it's about to go. I hate Florida. I hate this governor in Florida. I hate Florida. I hate our president. I am so frustrated today and angry, and I didn't sleep well last night. Worrying about this horse shit with this president. He's got to go. He's got to go. He cannot be allowed to steal this election. He still thinks he can. And all of his followers also say he's going to be successful. And all the Republican congressmen and women are calling for him to not give up, to keep his fight, because they believe that when he gets his fight into the chambers, they're going to win the election. They're going to be able to vote to change the will of the people. That's what Republican congressmen and senators are doing right now. They are saying they will vote to change the will of the people. If Donald Trump keeps up his vote, his fight, they will side with him. It's disgusting. They should be lined up and shot. So here's a weird thing. Somebody decided, it was still full. I didn't need to grind more. So here's a weird thing. Somebody decided that they were going to go through all of my TikTok videos and report them. And I'm starting to get a little paranoid because there is a girl in this girly world who hates my guts. And I really don't know why, because I've never met her and actually talked to her. And we are tied together because the man that I'm fucking in love with really likes this girl and thinks the world of her. And she made up lies about me and made me look good, and made me look bad to him, made him doubt me, and I fucking hate her. She currently runs a Facebook group that was named after my group. Like somebody, I had Schoolie Nation, and this man that she knows decided he didn't like me or whatever, and decided he was going to create his own Schoolie Nation, and he put her in charge. And she's a lying whore. And that's fine. We got past it. I'm not involved with schoolies anymore. We got past it. She's on TikTok, and she's, at the time, I don't know how many followers she has now, but like 6 weeks ago, she is sick. She is sick, and I swear to God, if I ever see her in person, I'm going to beat the shit out of her. I hate people like her. Lying cunt. There's a lot of shit I've done wrong. They can pick something I've actually done instead of making up a fucking lie. Weak whore is what she is. She's a fucking whore. Anyway, I hope she watches this. Because she's evidently on TikTok, and she had like 20,000 followers, and somebody saw her video of her bus, and her bus is called, somebody saw a video of her bus and tagged me in it. Oh, look, here's another bus. And I really hate the bitch. And so when they tagged me in it, I told them I hate the bitch. You know, she's rotten to the core. She really is. And I don't know she's so jealous of me. And just like other people in my fucking life, every chance they get, they put their foot on my goddamn neck, and I'm sick of it. And that's what this bitch is trying to do. So all I did was say that to her on TikTok. Say to her on TikTok the couple of things that I said, and then I blocked her. Actually, I said a couple things shitty to her, and then I went back and deleted them. And I just said, I look forward to meeting you in person someday. That's all I said to her. I look forward to meeting you in person someday. She says, oopsie. She says shit like that. Oopsie. Oh my God, it's disgusting. Oopsie. And she wears these striped. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've never met her. I fucking hate her though. But I have gotten past her. I am done with her. I'm not involved with the schoolie life anymore. I shut my fucking group down. So her Schoolie Nation group is, in fact, the only Schoolie Nation group now. Congratulations, bitch. There you go. I don't give a shit. She's only got 20,000 followers, and at the time that I said that to her, I had over 100,000. And so I blocked her. Because guess what? I'm successful when I put my mind to shit, and it's not my fault that I'm more successful than you are. Well, the other night she came in my live. She copied my schoolie group name And then she came in my life. She went to my Instagram and took my Instagram profile picture and created her own account calling it Butterhag1. And she came into my life needling me. There are many Butterhags. You can't be the only Butterhag. There are many Butterhags. Just like there are many Schoolie Nations, even though, don't you have an original fucking thought, bitch? Yeah, you were there. That's who she was. And when I told her, number one, you're going to get me verified for copying my name. Number two, you took my Instagram profile picture and used it as your profile picture. That's a copyright strike. And number three, I know who the fuck you are. She backed down real quick and changed her profile, but she clearly has hate for me enough to come seek me out and try to find me and try to copy my name like she did on Facebook. She runs a Schoolie Nation group on Facebook. And my Schoolie Nation group is shut down now, but mine was first and mine was better. She's a hateful cunt. She's a thirsty, hateful cunt. And I'm pissed off thinking about it. I'm pissed off about that bitch. Because she gets to talk to my ex and I don't, you know. He spends time with all of those other people, but not with me. And then she's a lying whore. Anyway, so I'm pissed off about that today. I'm pissed off because my cousins died of COVID. I'm pissed off because the president's trying to steal another fucking election. He's trying to steal the election. Pissed off because I can't get laid. I mean, I'm just pissed off about a lot of shit. But we're going to have story time, right? I hate jealous bitches. I hate jealous bitches. I really do. Just keep me away from people. They're all rotten sons of bitches. I mean, not you. You're great. But I'm just so tired of it. Whatever. Women are horrible. They really are. They really are. That's okay. And still has it? Oh my God. We're taught to compete against each other. You know, I don't mind the competition. I really don't. I hate the dishonesty. I hate the dishonesty. I hate the attacking me for no reason because I was successful at managing my group, because I didn't allow horse shit in my group, because I didn't like Instagram whores in my group. I wouldn't let Instagram posts happen in the group. I wouldn't let you spam me with all your fucking YouTube shit. It was a group to support each other. Not to make money off the members because you get views or followers or whatever the fuck. And I got so much hate for it. She turned on you for baking and got your job because she felt like she deserved your job. How do you not beat the shit out of somebody like that? You know, that's a really good question. How do you not beat the shit out of somebody like that? 3 women or 12 men? I know, it's not the same. I didn't get enough sleep last night. That's what my problem is. But the fact that she came into my live and bugged me and tried to make a Butterhag1 and fuck with me over that. I mean, Jesus Christ, Lynn, really? I hope he watches this. Really? Is that who you put over somebody like me, a lying whore like her? Really? A hateful lying whore who I've never even met, but she's attacked me and you still like her. That's all right. You don't talk to me anymore anyway, so I shouldn't be pissed off. I'm pissed off! I'm bitching it. my ex-boyfriend in my live on YouTube. I need to just shut this shit down. Stop talking. I need to stop talking. I'm mad. She shouldn't have come in and needled me. I swear to God. I hate women. Women are fucking horrible. Anyway, let's play a game. I should tell you stories. I'm leaving this shit up. I swear to God. I'm such a bad mood. I'm so tired of people fucking me over, and I'm a really good person, you know? The more deviant and horrible you are, the more you end up winning in life, and it just really sucks. I'm sorry, Deb. You're a horrible person. You married a man that was kind of friends with a girl. I'm so sorry. I'm bitching. I am cranky. I need somebody to love. Holy shit. Anyway. Good evening, Vicky Stark. I'm not having a hard time with anything. I'm just frustrated. I'm just cranky. You gonna get the album on? Well, I don't want to be a bummer. So let's tell stories. I can tell stories. I'll tell schooly stories. I'll stop bitching. I told you the story about how my parents met, right? I need to go through and review my stories so I remember what stories I've told, so I don't tell them over and over again. You know, my old brain always goes to the same old stories. Okay, so I have told that story. The story about how... Did I tell it in here, or did I tell it... Did I tell it in here, or did I tell it in my YouTube live? I need to find me somebody to love that will love me back. Yeah, you heard it on TikTok. I haven't told it. It is a good story. I should tell... Actually, I'm supposed to be talking about schoolies. Do you guys have any questions about my schoolie? Any questions about my schoolie or the bus, or you don't mind hearing it again? It is a really good story. I'm thinking about deleting this afterwards, though, because I bitched so much. I bitched so much in the beginning. You got some camping cups? Really, Deb? Oh, aren't they cool? Oh, aren't they cool? Yep. Only yours are going to be the enamel ones and not the stupid ceramic ones. Oh, oh, that's great. That's so cool. Yes, they'll be fun to drink out of. I have them on my wish list in Amazon. Oh, I told you that already. I got this grinder today. Portia sent me this grinder today. Look at it. It's a kaleidoscope. You get to watch it. Anyway. Speaking of grinders. So here's the thing. What's the latest? You know, Donald Trump said that he spoke to Rudy Giuliani this morning and he's doing great. He doesn't have any fever. He was the first person who called Trump this morning was Rudy Giuliani. Oh, you don't have to send me stuff. That's not why I said that. In fact, as I was saying that, I was thinking, don't mention your Amazon gift list. I have a wish list. His only friend, right? His only friend is Giuliani. His only friend is Giuliani. Well, okay, so there's a P.O. box and a zip code in my bio. And then in my bio, there's also a link on TikTok. There's a link to an Amazon wish list in my bio. So it's got all kinds of stuff. It's got a lot of stuff on it for the dogs, and yeah. You're so sweet, relative ancestor. You don't have to get me anything. But I put some on my wish list because I won't buy them for myself. I got these at a thrift shop, so I do thrift shopping. I've got way too many other things that I have to buy that are real expensive before I can spend money on coffee cups. Biden selects a retired general as defense secretary. Is that where you got yours? Yeah. Oh, that hurts my throat. That hurts my throat. Coughing hurts my throat. Woo! Anyway, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So stories, what story do we want to hear? Hey, you have any questions about the school? Yes, I did, and I already drank the whole cup. This is my second cup. I better slow down on the tea. Address it to Butterhag. Address it to Butterhag at that P.O. box and zip code. And I might as well say the city. I mean, I might as well not be, fuck. Sarasota, Florida. Yes, I do have a full shower in the bus. It doesn't work. I go to the gym. I take a shower at the gym. If the gym closes down, it's really going to suck for me. They terrorized her family. Wasn't that horrible? I have a full shower, but it doesn't work. I bought a hot water heater last year, but I haven't installed it. This bus is so... I tripped 3 times today and almost killed myself. I am really tired of this bus. No, it's it's just an alcove, and I put like a big water trough in it, and I have shower, and then I have a ring thing that goes around. So it's about the size of a half a shower. It's not anything like an RV shower. It's a water trough that you would use for animals. It's like 4 feet long and 2 foot wide, and you stand in it with the shower curtain around you. You will get there. Be patient. Oh, Alabama senator died. My cousins died last week. It's really sad. Did you watch the video on YouTube about how the bathroom was made? Yeah. So there are videos on YouTube about my bathroom. You can see the shower, and you can actually see videos of when the kitchen got built. And I think you can see videos of when I built put the solar on and stuff. Yeah. We messed up. Larry Dixon. Who is Larry Dixon? Well, it might have been hard to install if I'd known what I was doing and did it right. But I didn't know what I was doing, and I really don't think I did it right. So no, it wasn't hard to install. Thankfully, I hired somebody to build my kitchen cabinets and the couch, and he built the alcove for the shower. So I hired somebody to do that. If I hadn't done that, I would be in big trouble right now, because as it turns out, I am not as good as I thought I was at building structures and cabinets. Did you see that video too? Yeah. So I'm not very good at building structures and cabinets, so I'm really glad that I hired him to do the build, that part of it for me. Because I'm not a carpenter. I'm a half-ass engineer. I'm a half-ass person. You got half your kitchen cabinets in today? Oh, great. Hi, hippie chick. Nice to see you, honey. Yep, nice to see you. I'm glad you got yours in. Yeah. So, oh, here's my Schoolie Nation. I already showed you. My Schoolie Nation. I have my Schoolie Nation sweatshirt on. I don't know if I'm ever going to bring that. I might try to bring that group back after all this hate dies down, but as long as Donald Trump's in office, I don't want to deal with the people on Facebook. Oh, great. Hippie chick. That's great. We're the cool kids in the school bus. The cool kids in the school bus. Cool kids in the school bus. That's what we are. So what story can I tell you? I almost said my Judge Judy story, but we're not going to go there. Nope, we're not going to go there. Well, I know he's not in office anymore, but I think that I'm terrified that he's going to be able to pull something off. The fact that there are still Republican senators who are encouraging him to continue with the hate. No. I already told that story. I think I told that story the last time. I told that story, yeah, the last time. Let me think. I could. Okay, hippie chick. I mean, there's lots of bus stories that I could tell that aren't bad. I think things about bus life that aren't bad. I'm just a really negative person, especially when I don't have anybody to love. It's not enough. It's a done deal. His ego gets in the way. I hope so, Deb. It's not his ego. People who say it's his ego scare the shit out of me. It's not anything to do with an ego, Deb. It's not anything to do with an ego. It's not anything to do with his stupidity. It is the plan. This has been the plan. All of this. Every fucking bit of it has been the plan since 2012. This virus has been planned since 2012. Russia is the puppet master here. He has no fucking choice. He has no choice but to keep fighting, because he doesn't have life after White House. He has committed high treason. He's attempting to commit high treason. It's not an ego thing. He is a sociopath. He's Hitler. It's not an ego. He's damn close to taking over the country, which will result in him taking over the whole world. This is not a spoiled man having an ego. It's terrifying. He's planned this since 2012. The virus was planned. The virus is the only way he could have a chance of winning re-election, by stealing the votes the way that he's trying to. It's scary. He's been able to do everything else he wanted to do except invalidate the electors. I'm really worried that they're going to get somebody to really threaten those electors. You know, they had somebody go to that judge's house and assassinate her son and husband to intimidate her. These people that we are dealing with are not above a hitman. Not a hitman, but intimidating. I am worried that they're going to get to these electors. I am really worried. Right? Well, we're already having well, we're having biological warfare. Yeah. It's terrifying. All the shit going on. No wonder I'm bitchy. The cops going after that woman today in Florida with guns. Isn't that crazy? The scientist? Did you hear the tone in their voices? Get down here now! I mean, they are such fucking tiny dick energy people. Those fucking cops. Oh my god, it's just. Right? Relative ancestor. It is so sad, so scary. Santis, Governor DeSantis, is scary. When I went for my COVID test today, one of the military people who were working the line came over to chat with me, and she complimented my locks. She had locks too. She was basically telling me that you don't really need to test. It's just everybody has colds. It's cold and flu season. Nobody needs it. Everybody's just coming because they get just a little tiny hint of a cold, and there's nothing wrong with them, and it's just cold and flu season. I said my cousins died this week. 2 cousins died this week. She said, oh, yeah, well, you should absolutely get the test. You should absolutely get the test. I'm glad I went and got checked, but because they did a rapid response test and not the deep dive. There was a guy on my comments today over on TikTok that said that he hopes that I'll get it soon. He hopes I'm getting it soon. We're so full of hate. Everybody in this country is so full of hate. Right-wingers are so full of hate. It's really scary. I need Christmas cookies. We should talk natural remedies for what, Deb? Natural remedies for what? Don't start talking to me about messing with my meds. I don't take kindly to that. I don't take kindly to messing with my meds. I'm smoking weed. I'm coughing because I'm taking hits off of my pipe. I don't let people mess with my meds. No, I've let people mess with my meds too many times, and my fucking life falls apart. So please. I am not trying to mean anything. What did I get up for? Oh, Christmas cookies. Why did I do this? Why in the world did I buy a whole bag? I didn't mean to be rude, but many times I've been talked into going off my meds, and it really fucks me up. And so I'm good with my medical regime right now. It's stable, and I worked really hard to get stable, so I'd rather not discuss changing it. Right, something Loudmouth was saying. Yes, I did. She sent me this grinder. Isn't it cool? Mm. Oh, Mexican wedding cookies are so good. She sent me this grinder. And, oh my God, Gonzo, shit. And this is a Oh, you can't, I can't see it, but it's right here. It's a red blanket. Yeah, it's a wearable blanket. It's a full-length wearable blanket, and it is so soft and snuggly. I just love it so much. Yeah, I really like it. Yes, we did. It was awful. Completely awful. Thank you, Amber Freiberg. I think we have Edward Snowden to thank for Donald Trump. Yes. Yes, indeed. It's going to take a long time to get that much keep, though. That took a year and a half. But I save all of my old baggies because your baggies are always covered with keef, and I don't like throwing that away. Well, I don't know this for sure because I haven't gone and reviewed the documents that he put up on the WikiLeaks, but I suspect that one of those documents was the Obama pandemic plan, and that it made its way into Vladimir Putin's hands. And that's when however, the Obama pandemic plan made its way into Vladimir Putin's hands. That is when this idea began to be birthed. The using the 12th Amendment and letting each state have a vote. And because there's more Republican than there are Democratic states, Republicans would be able to steal the vote. They would, and because the pandemic plan that Obama put in place outlined that in the event of a pandemic, that we would have to go to vote by mail, and that there were several states that hadn't implemented that yet, and that those were goals that need to be met because we were expecting a pandemic to come. And Vladimir Putin, I believe, has the technology to create the virus. He saw the hole in the Constitution and the chance to invalidate the election using mail-in voting. All he needed was somebody to implement the plan, and Donald Trump, who already launders money for the Russian mob through his properties and has a loan out from the douche bank, was the perfect guy, or seemed like the perfect guy. I think Donald Trump fucked it up because he tipped his hand too early. He just couldn't keep his cool long enough. But that has been the plan. The virus has been the plan all along. That's why Donald Trump ignored it when it first started. That's why he showed no fear. That's why he threw Obama's pandemic plan out. The first thing he did when he got in office was toss Obama's pandemic plan out. When people were first starting to work on the virus, Donald Trump told them not to. Donald Trump is still encouraging people to spread the virus. It is terrifying. And he's still trying to steal the vote. He must have dirt on Republican leadership, because they were all against Donald Trump right up until the Republican National Convention. And all of a sudden, last minute, they changed their minds and put him on the ticket. They didn't even They didn't even count the delegate votes. I was told by someone who said they were a delegate um, that they didn't count the delegate votes. They just made him the candidate. They just gave him the nomination. That reeks of he got dirt on them. They all hated him. And then last second they all flipped. Bam. And they just gave him the nomination. He's got dirt on the Republican leadership. That's why they put him in charge of their party. He still has dirt on them. I'm just really surprised that they're willing to fall in line behind a would-be emperor, knowing that they will never have a shot at advancing to president. Yeah, well, Putin had the playbook long before Donnie was, Don didn't start tweeting that the elections were rigged until 2012. 2012 is when Donnie got clued in to what the plan is. How to steal the election. 2012. So Putin had the playbook before 2012. Donnie didn't give it to him. Putin got the playbook before 2012. That's the clue of when it all started. Donnie, out of the blue, just started tweeting how illegal and rigged the elections are. Yep. So I think that it's all been in the works for years. For years. They were just waiting for RBG to die, waiting for, I wish that Ruth hadn't waited for Hillary. She waited for Hillary and it was too late. I have so much seething hate in my heart right now for Donald Trump. It's anyway, that's my take on it. Donald Trump is acting like a mob boss. He is a mob boss. I think he's the mob boss for the Russian mafia in New York City or in the U.S. The numbers in California are awful. I know. It's going to get bad here, too. It's going to get really bad here. Unless they took and put an extra dose of planting the virus in California. California has been so careful and they're getting hit so hard. I just wonder if whoever planted the virus in China hasn't planted it in California as well. Didn't go back and add more. Oh, you're getting it under control? Well, here, let's just spread it around a little bit. California hasn't been careful? I thought they had been careful. Like the Russian embassy chick that was sent back after being cozy with our guy, right? Right, Linda? Right? I got my dogs from rural Pennsylvania. I know, it's crazy. They're insane. They're mad that the people in the inner cities actually got to vote this year. That's what they're mad about. Because of vote by mail, the people in the inner cities actually got to vote. I love it. What part of Pennsylvania are you in? My dogs killed a deer in Cumberland County a couple of years ago. I think so too. I think you're right about that, Sandra. Yep, she knew everything. Clearfield. Gonzo and Winston got a ticket from the game warden in Cumberland County for killing a deer. And the people that I got Gonzo for live in Lancaster County. Oh, that's good, Deb. Really, Amber? Their names are Jenna and Bill Rhodes. Jenna and Bill Rhodes. He owns a business called Rhodes Landscaping. I got Winston from them. I got Gonzo, my dogs, Gonzo and Winston from them. 6 in your family alone have passed? Oh my God. Only 2 in mine have passed. Trump supporters. All my family supports Trump. Even though 2 of them just died. Yeah, I got him from that county, right? I'm so sorry. That's so sorry for your loss. 2 in your home, 3 in California, and 1 in Arizona. Oh, that is horrible, Sandra. Horrible. I'm so sorry for your loss. Yes. You know, and they're keeping us all stressed out. We can't relax and calm down. We're all stressed out. I had a weird case of pneumonia, and they said he had a weird fungus in his lungs. The county took his body and did an autopsy. Oh, I bet he had COVID. I'm so sorry, relative ancestor. I bet he did have COVID. I'm so sorry, Sandra Mack. My cousins were only in their 60s. They were in their 60s and they died of it. Well, not anymore. I ate too many cookies. I've got PTSD. This is like Hitler's Germany. This is really scary. Wow, 7 weeks? Holy cow. Beforehand what? Yeah. Yeah, I mean just now. I just ate these cookies. I shouldn't have gotten that big ass package of cookies. I knew better. I knew better than to get that big ass package of cookies, but I did it anyway. Healthcare workers are frowning, and I've had enough. I wish we took a survey of the history wearing a mask. I know, Brittany. I know. I really am kind of upset at Joe saying he's not going to make mask wearing mandatory. He's just going to ask him to do him a favor. Honor system, please give me I mean, it's just so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Tell them to wear a damn mask. Tell them to wear a mask, Joe. Don't ask them to please wear a mask. Oh, please wear a mask for 100 days, please. Wear a fucking mask or you're going to jail. That's right. That's right. Refuse to wear a mask, go to jail. That's assault. That is assault. Refusing to wear a mask during a pandemic is an assault. Oh, Brittany, I'm so sorry. "50 years old, an RN, and she died of COVID today." Well, at least the serial killer that I knew in the 70s caught COVID and died, right? The serial killer got to live off the state for all those years, and COVID took him out. Every 30 seconds, it almost makes you go into a panic and anxiety. What happens every 30 seconds? Sandra Mack? Every 30 seconds, you go into a panic attack. No one is doing anything about it, and I wish Biden would mandate it like Japan and other countries. I know. He has said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm so fucking disappointed about that. That right there alone has me doubting his ability to be an effective or good president. He's too much of an old man. They need to give me a job as a fucking advisor. I need to go advise him. He needs to quit saying shit like that. I need to go talk to him. I need a come to Jesus meeting with Joe Biden, that skinny bitch in Georgia, the real skinny bitch in Georgia. I need a come to Jesus meeting with her, and I need a come to Jesus meeting with Dolly Parton. Those three people need to have a conversation with me right now. Joe Biden preferably first. Skinny bitch, just give me 10 minutes alone in a room with her. I swear to God, I'm so not a violent person, but I sure can talk a good game, right? I mean, when I say I'm going to beat somebody's ass, don't you believe that I'm really going to beat their ass? I've never beat anybody's ass in my life, but I'm going to beat her ass. I'm going to beat her ass. I'm pissed off at Dolly. I know that she does a lot of good and she donates a lot and all of that, but she couldn't just say Black Lives Matter. She had to add everybody's life matters. Right, relative ancestor? It's, I'm concerned too. I need to be his advisor because you know what? He doesn't know how. He's, oh my God, he's too old school. He's too old school. When I saw him try to make the empty jokes when he was introducing his new appointees, and it was so awkward because he's not good at joking, and it's clear that he doesn't know those people, but he was trying to joke and act like, we're good friends and I've known them all my life, and oh, you married up. I mean, it was so cringy. Somebody needs to not get him you have lupus and we're very, very disappointed. I know, right? He needs to mandate masks. Me too, Brittany. I'm concerned about the same thing. We need some change. We need people who... Joe, give me a fucking job! God. You don't get it, buddy. I love you, Joe, but you don't get it. So Dolly Parton, if you listen to that video where she says Black Lives Matter, she had to work really hard to get it out, and then she couldn't just leave it. She said, of course, everybody's life matters. And everybody was, oh, Dolly Parton is so cool. She's so cool. She did that. She's so, oh, thank you. I'm like, bullshit. She weaseled out. How come she gets a pass? Pay us, protect us, and mask up. That's right. That's right, Sandra. People pleasing, it doesn't work with Cult 45. No, it doesn't. You got to stop. We've got to get hard. We've got to get hard. We have to send a very strong message to the world and any American citizen who might be contemplating doing what Donald Trump has done. We need to send a strong message. These people need to get the worst punishment that we've ever dealt out to a single individual. She people pleased, right? That's what she did. She people pleased. That's exactly what she did. And see, here's the thing. If a trumpet says, of course Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. If I said that, if I said, of course Black Lives Matter, I mean all lives matter, somebody's going to rip my fucking head off and hand it to me. Or rip my arm off and beat me with the bloody stub. I couldn't get away with saying that shit. Is it her tits? Is it because she's got big tits? Big titties? Is it the big old titties? What is it you say? I forget. I'm just teasing. I don't think it's her big tits, but I don't think that she should be giving any more of a pass. That's right. She missed the whole point of Black Lives Matter. And so that is why I would like to sit down with her and have a come to Jesus meeting. Because I believe that her heart is in the right place, but somebody needs to explain this shit to her so she can understand it. If she can't say it, how does she ever expect anyone else to say it? She just doesn't understand it. She doesn't get what Black Lives Matter means. Getting rid of the people that believe him. Need to shut all of California down. Most people in the Bay Area commute from my area. It's closed down. It makes no sense. They commute from your area that's not closed down. It makes no sense. I agree, Sandra Mack. We're just chatting, Gamer Nico. We are just chatting. I vented and acted like a crazy woman. We should be able to leave. The county has political refugees. Wow. I feel like we should be able to leave the county. Her bread and butter is in the county. Country. Not the county, but the country. Okay. I don't know. I think people should. I'm falling asleep. Holy cow. It's hell getting old. I'm gonna... So, did you guys hear that the Republican leadership of Minnesota is asking that Republican leadership and their staff all get COVID vaccines before the rest of the country? Did you also hear that back in May, Donald Trump didn't order enough vaccines? And the company said, are you sure you don't want to get more? And he said, no, I don't want to get more. So they sold them to another country. And so we don't have enough vaccines. He wants the weak killed. Yep. That's the whole point of the vaccine being released on the world, so that the weak can all die. It's a whole new kind of war. This is World War III. It is World War III. It's biological. That's right. That's right. And here's the thing: if you look at the death rates, if you look at if you look at if you catch COVID, you have a twice as greater chance. If you catch COVID and catch a bad case of COVID, you're twice as likely to die if you're a person of color. This virus is set up to attack people of color disproportionately. Attack people of color disproportionately with severe symptoms. You better start recording your stories. That's what I'm doing, recording my stories, because it looks like it's herd immunity in this country. Long haulers and blood clots in people of color, especially in people of color. Get this vaccine. People of color should get it first then. After the disabled and the healthcare first responders, it should be people of color. People of color should get it next. Boy, wouldn't that start a civil war? They're dying at a much more alarming rate because that's how the virus is designed. Yeah, we all know that's not going to happen. Okay, we're trying to find hope and spread inspiration and have creativity. We're not supposed to all go into a fucking depression over this live. It was their plan since it's been their plan all along. This virus was the plan. Right, hippie chick? We're supposed to be happy. Gosh darn it. Gotta be happy. I can tell you the story about my grandpa, my great-great-great-great-grandpa. You want me to put Christmas music on? Okay. I'm happy to have people to talk about it too. That's right. All right, I can tell you the story. Remind me what it is when I get back. Before I start the story, I got Christmas cookies. You want them? Because I think I've had about all I'm going to eat. Remind me of the story I said I was going to tell you after I turn Christmas music on. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the spring, snow is glistening. We're happy tonight. I don't know the words. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we will build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? I'll say, no, man. But you can do the job while you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we sit by the shower. Christmas. Christmas. I have to search with my awkward. Oh, happy holidays. There we go. Oh, no. I hate doing this. Christmas favorites. There we go. Christmas classics. Do we want Christmas classics or Christmas hits or Christmas favorites? We're going to go Christmas classics. We'll see. Classics. Okay. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't know, oh my golly. Holly jolly Christmas and kiss of the year. Oh, it's not loud enough. I need to turn it up. Hang on, let me go turn it up a little. I'll be right back. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Are you skipping it this year? Yeah, I have skipped it for Christmas is for kids, evidently. I would like to just skip the day. Just take the fucking day off the calendar. Oh, Gonzo, please. Dude. Oh my God. So what was the story I said I would tell you before I went to turn music on? Yeah. So I said I would tell you a story about... I don't know Dr. Demento. Oh, my great-great-grandfather. Oh, yeah. So... when my... Well, I don't know if I should tell you how I found out about him. No, I'll just tell you about him. So, my great-great... Okay, I have to tell you how I found out about him. Because my grandpa, his dad abandoned the family when they were really young. So my dad's dad didn't know who his father was. Or never knew his father. His father left him. He had 2 brothers and his father left the whole family. So he grew up without a family. So when I grew up, nobody knew anything about my grandpa's family. And so fast forward, you know, my grandma dies. I'm like in my 30s when my grandma passes away. I go to visit my dad after my grandma passes away and go through her stuff out in the shed. And I found this old red box that had all of these like pictures in it of people from the 1800s. You know, there was a picture from the 1800s of these people standing in front of a farmhouse, and, you know, 1800 pictures from like of little kids and stuff. And so I took the box into the house and I said to my dad, well, who are these people? And he opened it up and went through it and told me who the ones that he knew who they were. He told me about them. And he, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Well, all my aunts and uncles had gone through her shed, but nobody noticed the red box because it was real rusty. And so nobody had taken it. It was still in her stuff. And so I said to him, when you die, that's what I want. That's the only, I mean, he didn't have anything anyway, but when you pass away, that's what I want. And he looked at it a little bit, and then he put it back in, and he closed it, and he said, take it home with you when you go. So I was just visiting him at his house in Florida, so he gave it to me to take home. So I had it, and I was fascinated. I am fascinated by sleuthing through stuff like that. And so in it, I've still got it. You want to see it? Here, I'll show you. I really love stuff like this. But here is the red box. See it? It's all rusty and stuff. Nobody even looked at it twice. And when I opened it up, it's full of like, here are these old like ration stamp books, you know, from the wars. But it's got all these pictures in it. One of the things in this box is a burial card from my grandpa's father, the one that nobody knows anything about. And so I had graduated college, and I was doing all of this in 2001. After I'd graduated college and gone to work in Washington, D.C., gone to work in Virginia, um, I had my computer at home and all that, and I had software, editing software. And so this was when Ancestry just first came out. And I started searching the internet based on his funeral card, looking for, yeah, it's an old tool case, but it's full of pictures and stuff. So I started looking for information about my great grandpa, my grandpa's dad, who nobody knew anything about. Only the burial card said that he was buried in Mexico and the year that he died. And so I started searching on the internet, and then I got on Ancestry, and this was when websites like Ancestry were brand spanking new. They had just started. And I got on Ancestry, and I made a post on Ancestry saying I'm looking for information about John, his name. I said his name. I don't want to say his name, but I said I'm looking for information about him. Actually, I'll tell you, his name was John Glover, John C. Glover, and I said he his date of birth. I had his birthplace and a couple of other. I just gave a few clues. I didn't give a lot of clues. I didn't give all the clues. I just gave a few clues. And I went to work, and the next day I came home, and I already had an email from somebody on Ancestry, and this woman said, "This is kind of a long shot. We had a John Glover in. She was a genealogist." And she said, I've researched all of the Glover tree, and we had a John Glover in our family. He was kind of the black sheep of the family. And the fact that he would have died in Mexico would have made sense, because the whole family had gone to Mexico when the Dust Bowl happened in Oklahoma. The whole family went to Mexico in a co-op and bought property. And she said, so the fact that he would have died in Mexico makes sense. She said, the only thing I know about him is that his name is James, and he died in Holiday, Texas in 1976. That was my grandpa. His one son was my grandpa. She knew about my grandpa. And I was like, that's my grandpa. She's like, okay, well, you're my cousin. And so we actually got a big write-up on Ancestry because we had met that way. And I was talking to her, and I was like, okay, well, I've got these pictures. I sent her, I scanned in the picture, I had a scanner. That was a big deal in 2001. I had a scanner, and I scanned in the picture and sent it to her and said, I sent her like the funeral card. And then I had a picture. There's a picture of a farmhouse. I call the picture the farmhouse people. And in the picture, it's from the 1800s, and it's a woman with a high neck collar on, and her sleeves go down to here, and her dress goes all the way down to the ground. And it's a young boy about the age of 8 or 10 years old, and another boy that's about 16, looking about 16, and then 14 or 15-year-old looking girl, and then a 4-year-old girl. And they're all in this picture, and they're outside standing in front of this house that looks like it was just freshly built. And this picture is old and faded, but it was you could tell it's in the 1800s, and it was probably in the Oklahoma land rush. They went and got their homestead in the Oklahoma land rush. So anyway, I was looking at, no, my dad didn't have any idea who the people in the picture were. So I scanned it and I sent it to her, and I said, do you recognize any of these people? And she said, no, I don't think I recognize any of them. And I zoomed in and I scanned their faces at a real super high resolution and zoomed in real close so that the image was huge, but it was just a strip across. Did a strip that just got across all their faces. And you know, you had to like, the image was so big that you had to like slide it around to see it all, but every single face you could see clearly. And she said, holy shit, not only do I know who they are, I have a picture of that house 50 years later. Her grandpa was the little boy, the 12-year-old boy standing in front of the house off to the left. And he went back to that house 50 years later and stood in the same place and had somebody take his picture. So she was able to send me a picture of him standing in front of that house, and you could count the boards. It was exactly the same house 50 years later. And so she was able to tell me who all the people in the picture were. The tall 16-year-old looking boy was my great grandpa. His name was John Glover. And I have now letters that he wrote to his sister Rosa. The girl beside him was Rosa, and the little girl was his sister May. That was his baby sister May. And I have like letters that he wrote from Mexico back up to his family in Oklahoma. Anyway, it's a long, that's a whole long story. I won't tell you that whole story, but I want to tell you like how the old history that I found out from this woman that I met on Ancestry. So we verified for sure we're like second cousins, fourth remove or some shit, you know. Her grandpa was my great grandpa's brother, little brother. Her grandpa was my great grandpa's little brother, and they were wealthy family. In the railroad back in the day, they were part of the railroad, but John was a black sheep, and he went off and married my grandma. And so he kind of got a band. Anyway, I'll tell you that story another day. The story about my grandpa and my grandma. Anyway, so she told me, she traced that lineage, that family lineage, all the way back to my great, 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 great grandfather that came over from Scotland with his wife and children. His name was James Glover. It's really funny because his name was James Glover, and he brought his wife, and he had kids. One of his kids' name was John. Like, all these people had a bunch of kids, but you can trace. Okay, bye-bye, Deb. Anyway, he came over and he started working in the clay mines in 1850, and devised a way to fire brick. And he had a very successful brick company in Philadelphia called Glover and Keir Brick Company. It was really doing well. And then it was around 1865, and the 1863, the Civil War was imminent. It was imminent that the Civil War was coming. I just lost a whole bunch of people because this must be a boring story. Anyway, so Civil War was imminent, so my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, John Glover, who owned the beer company, sent two of his sons and his daughter, his son's wives and his daughter's husband, with a bunch of money by oxen cart down to Louisiana, where they purchased 100,000 acres of land and built a window sash, you know, like a house framing lumber mill kind of thing, where they could build all kinds of things. So he bought 100,000 acres of land in Louisiana in 1850 and sent his family down there to start working the land and setting up a business. And he stayed up north. Well, then the war broke out. Now, you know, I'm pretty sure they were racist, and they wanted to keep their slaves. I'm sure they had slaves that worked in the mines. So they went. I'm sure he sent them down south to be on the side of the South when the Civil War broke out. But they went down there and the Civil War broke out, and the Confederate military came and started using their facility to supply the Confederate Army with wagons and all kinds of other shit. They were using it to supply the Confederate Army, and the Union came and kicked their. And I know this story so well because my great grandfather made requests to Congress for reparations after the Civil War, and I got copies of all of the documents, and I've seen his signature, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, the Civil War broke out. The Confederates came and said we're going to take over, and then the Union came in and kicked the Confederates' ass, and we're gonna like charge them with my relatives got captured, and anyway they talked to the Union people and they said we're not from the South, we're good Northern men, we just came down here innocently to expand our enterprise, we're not cool with those people at all, they just took over, we didn't have any choice, we're good Union men, my father still owns good big business in Philadelphia kind of thing. And so the Union said, okay, we're going to let you go, but we have to burn all of your structures to the ground. So they did. They burnt all the structures to the ground, except that they didn't burn the house to the ground, but they burnt anything that the Confederate Army could come back and use. They destroyed it, and then the Union left. So that left my relatives in the house. Well, the Confederates came back after the Union left and said, wait a minute, how come they didn't kill you? How come you didn't get captured? What the fuck is up with this shit? And so they accused my ancestors of being abolitionists. You must be Union spies. So they found them guilty of being abolitionists and sentenced them all to death. I mean, not the women. Isn't it weird? Not the women. The women didn't get sentenced or found guilty of anything. But the men got all sentenced and found guilty. And they escaped into the swamps in Louisiana and got away. The daughter's husband in the swamps in Louisiana caught yellow fever and ended up going back home. But the other two sons, one of them's name was Cornelius, and he went back to Pennsylvania to his dad and told him what happened. And my great-great-grandfather, the next time we heard from him, he was in Missouri, and they were calling him Dr. Glover. So we have a Dr. Glover. And so, yeah, it's crazy because John had James, who had John, who had James, who had John, who had James, who had Troy, who had me. So it's like, it's funny because there was a John and a James in every family from my great-great-great-grandfather's family. And if you follow the John James rotation all the way through the family, it comes right down to me. Certified Hadlick checking in. Hello, Kai. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I read the deposition. After the war was over, they made the depositions to Congress, asking Congress to pay them reparations for... They lost 100,000 acres. They had all of these crops, all these buildings. It was like, I have the detailed list. It was like so much money. I mean, the equivalent was like millions and millions of dollars in today's currency. And they lost it all because they went to... If they had stayed in Pennsylvania and just let that shit go down, then they would have been okay. But because they were racist sons of bitches, racist, greedy sons of bitches, they took all their money out of the Yankee brick company and put it into the South and lost it all. So I contacted Congress. My new cousin and I found the depositions. She wasn't aware of the depositions. I kept searching the internet, and as I would find things, I'd send them to her. When she would find things, she'd send them to me. And I found the depositions that they made to Congress and sent them to her, and she was like, holy shit, you know how much that would be worth? So I contacted I forget, because I was in DC working in DC at the time. I forget exactly who I contacted at the Library of Congress or whatever, but I was able to send them enough information and find out if they still owed us reparations, you know. And of course, they said no, it was denied. It was there was like a special commission to handle all of that, and the reparations were denied, so they didn't get any of their. They ended up dying penniless and broke. Um, yep, because they picked the wrong side in the Civil War. So that's the story. Um, Pretty fascinating, isn't it? I've got all of those documents and all of those pictures, and I can go through now and know who all of them are. It's just amazing to know my heritage. I feel really guilty because I know there are a lot of people in this country who can't trace their heritage like that. So I feel bad about that. I really do. Yeah. Anyway, I have been on now for an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to get off of here. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning for coffee. I need to start labeling these with actual descriptions. You're so welcome. Thanks for joining me for my story time. I'm sorry that it was so disorganized today, but my head's just not in it. Thanks, Brittany K. Old history is great. I'll see you at coffee in the morning. I might go live in a few minutes over there on TikTok. I don't know. I need to start like getting a grip on my life. And anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Thanks for stopping by. Black Lives Matter. They don't matter enough. Very